It is Saturday night, and it is Drunken Dread here at McCoy Manor. Welcome to the Plaster Dragon. I am your host for Drunken Dread, Billy McCoy. So let's kick things off with a few announcements. We'll try this again. Our next game on the channel is this Monday at 6:30 p.m. Tune in to Chosen Family. It's our weekly home game. It's D&D 5th edition. So tune in, please. You'll recognize some of these folks that are here as the gang tries to steal an airship, possibly. Maybe, more than likely. Bits this week. As always, Drunken Dread wants to allow you, the audience, to play with us and mess with our players a little bit. So be sure to look at the bottom of the screen for ways to mess with our players this evening. Now, tonight is a very, very special... You can't see the bottom of the screen. It's like the virtual...
I was so confused. I was looking and I was like, how am I supposed to know?
You guys are going to have to... If you'll all look under your seats for the 3D goggles. There's no 3D goggles. Tonight, as you can tell by their youthful faces that have not been beaten down by the world, this is a very special non-alcoholic version of Drunk and Dread.
Because we're 12.
They're not 12. Twitch.
Oh wait, no, I'm 20. I apologize.
Everyone here is almost 21, so we're going to do a very special Drunken Dread. We're going to affectionately title this episode Devour and Dread. We have lots of yummy, sugary treats. We have some not so yummy treats, and we have bottles of hot sauce. We also have this.
I don't want to eat a box.
You're not going to eat the box.
Okay.
You may have to eat what's inside the box.
Ooh.
But we'll...
Is
a
it
smaller
candy?
box. It is not candy.
Oh.
Is it not candy?
It is...
Is it
It is
spice?
so far remotely not candy, but it is not
Are
spicy.
they rocks?
No.
Oh.
Do we get to know now?
No. But you may find out more about that later. You probably will. Yes, they definitely will. However, like I said, we still want to be able to mess with some of our players. Due to a last-minute choice, we realized that 1,000 bits to cut them off from drinking, Age has already done that, and it's already done our work for us. So instead, we have something very special. It is the Cold Hands Challenge for 1,000 bits. If you would like these players to soak their hands or a hand in ice cold freezing water for 30 seconds and then make their pull, which we have tested out and we find it to be extremely difficult, you can do that, and we encourage you to do that. Like I said, interesting food choices, and as always here on Drunken Dread, we will keep in mind if you make an offer. We have lots of producers and fun people out there, so yeah, please join us in the chat and make suggestions. We want to do a special congratulations to the Coffee Shop of Horrors. They made their Kickstarter for all of you that backed and helped support the Plaster Dragon and the Coffee Shop of Horrors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget, when you get that email from the Coffee Shop of Horrors and you backed the Kickstarter, type in Dragon to receive your complimentary bottle of Plaster Dragon hot sauce. There we go. So yeah, we also want to give a special shout out to everybody that's following us on Twitch. Don't forget that once we get to 100 followers, we get closer and closer with every episode. One of our followers will have the opportunity to win a D20 coin. It is an amazing little coin that allows you to, I think it simulates all the dice, right?
Yeah, you give it a spin.
You give it a little spin and then it falls, and then it's really cool. But it's a unique item. It's coinerific. So that's something that you can look forward to once we reach 100 followers. So please keep telling your friends to tune in, and all of you new viewers that happen to be here on the channel, please click that little heart and give us a follow or subscribe if you're feeling magnanimous. So let's get into
That's a big
We're
word.
like young.
Nancy, it's if you're feeling charitable.
Okay.
Wow.
If you feel gooder with money than most
Ooh.
days.
My parents are gooder with money.
Let's get in to this week's episode of Devour and Dread.
Yes.
Let's introduce our players. Garrison, Jaden, Sam, and Tim. You're actually going to be playing yourselves this evening. And this story, I want to start exploring more of an adventure type story. I know you guys aren't 21 yet, and this game of Drunken Dread, which I know you guys haven't seen yet because you guys usually go to bed at 8.
I do.
Definitely.
The tower normally represents this feeling of dread and hope simultaneously. And the tower represents this place where like all of your decisions are made by pulling a brick from the tower, or in other cases drinking alcohol. We have lots of sugary snacks tonight. Instead, this is going to be more of an adventure game, and I really want to world build with you guys. So unless I tell you otherwise, feel free to make some big, bold choices. And as you can see by the ears that we're sporting, we tend to be kind of Disney files here. Like a lot of us have a love for Disney World. We live here in Florida, and so I thought no better way to start than the place that kind of like drew a lot of us together.
Yeah.
Aw.
So the four of
cute.
you have been invited to Walt Disney World After Dark.
Spooky.
Billy, your friend, your very handsome friend, has called you all together because he's working on this special project right now. And the project's running into a few hiccups, and they're having trouble getting beta testers that won't talk about it after they go home. So Billy goes, actually, I know 4 people that would be perfect for this, that have a love for Disney and have a good mind for adventure and storytelling. So Billy brings you into this project, and it's actually only you 4, Billy, and the creator of the game. It's this kid that he looks like a kid. He's actually much older. He's got kind of like wild hair, and he's wearing the traditional Disney name tag, and it says Sakai on it. And Sakai is there, and he kind of looks at you guys, and he's like, "These are the guys." And I was like, "Yeah, these are the guys, and they're perfect for it." And he goes, "All right, well, let's get them set up." And Sakai leads the 4 of you to this large room, and it's just this wide open expanse. You actually can't tell what the dimensions of the room are like. The floors, the ceilings, the walls are all this seamless white. And as you stand in the room, Sakai walks forward with a little, it's almost like a little like table or a tray, and on it are 4 bracelets. Now before this game started, I had all of you choose one of the colors of bracelets. So he holds out this tray of bracelets, and Garrison, you take the
green one.
the green bracelet.
White with black polka dots.
White with black polka dots.
Red, always.
Red.
I take the blue.
Okay, and the minute you put these bracelets on, the white room changes, and it says, "Welcome to the Kingdomz."
What?
And it's all around you, and it's this beautiful green landscape, and you see these, like, it's almost written in clouds that seem to dance and hover, like, in front of you. And as that happens, you see some choices start to appear.
Oh no.
And these choices are going to dictate the rest of the game.
Nice.
So before we do those choices, let's get some candy.
Okay.
I feel like we need to toast. Everybody pick out
Yes.
your favorite candy. All
Um,
right, let's get a good
I'm gonna
shot.
go
If somebody
for
can
the-
hand me, do you want one of
I do
those?
sugar.
These are very special candy.
are
Thanks
great.
to Annie McCoy, who set us up with some very unique, weird candy that makes your entire mouth numb. Garrison, hand me some of the weird candy. What is
there's
this
some
over
big.
here?
There's like a big piece of this.
That's a big piece.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
we're gonna do that.
eat it.
Wait, if this turns your mouth now, I want to try that.
Yeah,
instead.
try it.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Okay, hang on.
Wait.
hang on.
Oh,
Hang on.
I got excited.
You got excited. You got to get some more. You got to get some more. I love where your head's at, though.
I love it.
We're gonna toast.
Okay.
Here's to all the stories from now until we're dead.
Yay.
Here's to you. Here's to me, and to all of you, Devour and Dread.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, that's sugar.
Just hard sugar.
It's just hard sugar.
I
Oh
love
man, my
crunchy.
mouth's gonna go so numb. Have you tried this yet?
No.
It's great.
Bam! In front of all of you, you see certain players start to light up because you realize that this is a game. You thought it was going to be like a movie or something like that, but no, this is it's like an interactive game. And Billy didn't want to tell you any of this because you can kind of hear a voice in your ears, like it's coming out of nowhere, where this like voice being like, "Hey guys, so this is actually a virtual experience. This is why I had you guys sign all those non-disclosure agreements. So you guys will be able to make choices, and it's going to feel like real life. But trust me, no matter what you see or hear, it's just a game, and we'll be able to pull you out of there as soon as you're done. Okay? It's still you." The first person to light up is who's ever wearing the green bracelet.
Ooh, that's me.
Okay? So, Garrison, you have a light that sort of exudes from you, and you see two options flash in front of you.
Okay.
You see one that says easy. You see one that says normal. And right below normal, this is, you see another little option. Okay? And the option is like flashing in and out of existence. And you can kind of barely read it, and then it goes away.
What do I barely read, or can I not even get that far?
Let's see.
Oh. Just give it a pull?
Yeah, let's give it a pull.
Let's give it a pull. Alright.
First pull.
First pull.
Everyone remembers their first pull.
Walk into the crowd.
So as you're looking at it, you hear Sakai go, "Huh, that's not supposed to be there." And you reach your hand forward, and as you touch it, you recognize some sparkles that you've seen in a lot of Disney movies. And the difficulties now went from easy, medium, and there's a third option called expert.
Ah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the answer's obvious. Guys, we're experts.
Yeah.
We're experts. I grabbed that.
You grab the third option, and all of your bracelets light up with one dot. Okay? So there's one dot on your bracelet now that is lit up. Okay? You'll find out more about that dot later. Okay? The next person that lights up is the one wearing the red bracelet.
Oh boy, it's lit.
It's lit? It's lit? Is that you?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wow,
me.
okay. So this one says avatars. How you are now, how you were 13 years ago, or random.
I really want to be random. Should I do a poll?
You should do a poll for
Okay.
random.
I want to be random.
Okay.
Like, don't do it.
So as you reach forward, you remember Garrison was pretty loud about like, "Hey guys, just be aware that there's a third option." And because he said it now, you can kind of see it clearly. So what I need everyone to do is switch seats with the person sitting next to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Now, the names on the overlay aren't going to change because, Garrison, you are now in Jaden's body, and Jaden, you are now in Garrison's body.
Whoa, crazy.
Tim, you are now in Sam's body.
This is my dream.
And you are now in
my
Tim's
gosh.
body. So
I can be funny.
be aware of the skills that person had, because those are the skills that you're going to be utilizing for this particular game.
Oh.
Understood?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Oh no.
I've just increased my abilities by like tenfold.
the only thing that stays the same for that person is their bracelet.
Okay.
Okay? So the only thing that stays with you, but you're in the other person's body. So who has the blue bracelet?
That's me, Sam. Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi. Okay, so Sam, you see another icon that appears above you, and it
Okay.
says starting location. And you see Discovery Island. You see River Country.
Okay.
And you see a floating, nebulous third choice.
Something tells me to go for the third choice.
Okay? Let's see if you go for the third choice.
Do I need to go for the... Okay.
So you're also reaching for it, and you know, Tim, that there's always a third choice.
There's always a third choice.
And you see something that some of you might recognize and some of you may not. And the third choice is something called the Dark Kingdom.
Ooh. Cool.
Nice. Not lit.
So what are you picking? Discovery Island, River Country, or the Dark Kingdom?
I mean, I feel like the third choice is always the best because 3 is a magic number. So I'm gonna go for the Dark Kingdom.
You initiate the Dark Kingdom, and you four feel like you hear a laugh echoing across the room. For those of you who don't know, River Country and Discovery Island were actual Disney theme parks. Dark Kingdom almost got built, and it was a Disney theme park dedicated entirely to Disney villains. So that's where we're going to be starting.
Spooky.
Oh, we're gonna start there.
Oh,
Wow,
sweet.
I love it.
Wow.
Now, the last bracelet is our black and white bracelet. And it's this great bracelet. We're saving the best for last. Because the last word to appear above the sky in front of all of you is the word guide. And this is going to be your avatar, your communication device. It's something that's going to help you navigate the worlds and the game that you're about to play. Now, you see two names, as always. You see Humphrey the Bear. And if people want to Google Humphrey, please, I recommend you do. He's got some of the best Disney cartoons ever.
It's the best.
period.
Hilarious. So funny.
You see Oswald,
Oh.
and there's a third one,
Ooh.
but you can't read it.
Can I pull for it?
You can pull for it.
I'll pull for it then.
So, Sakai, you can almost hear him talking to Billy, and it's something along the lines of like, I don't know what that is. And as you reach forward towards it, you see somebody handwriting something, and it is just one letter. It is the letter E,
Is it Eeyore?
and then it is L-I-A.
Oh my god!
And it's underlined, and that's it.
Oh, I'm picking the
have to,
third
yes.
option.
Thank
I
God.
have to pick the third option. I have to.
You
Yeah.
choose that, and the three of you are in blackness.
This is.
It is completely dark, and you are all looking at each other and can barely see each other in the darkness. And
I can't.
trees start to form around you, and lightning hits, and before you stands a castle, and it is a dark mirror image of the castle that you four are very familiar with. And it is
Which one is that?
cold and foggy until it's a small source of light comes in, and you see a boy wearing brown pants, black shoes, and a white shirt,
Oh.
and he's wearing like a news cap,
Oh.
and he's holding one lantern, and he walks towards you guys, and he's like, well, hey guys, like, thanks for choosing me. Nobody ever chooses me. I'm so happy to be here with all of you guys, and like, you're playing the game, right? Like, you're in the game. This is great. Okay, so you're going to be facing a lot of decisions coming up, but anytime you need help, you just call on me. Now, you all have your bracelets, right? You
Yep.
do? Okay. Oh, wow, there's only one. I guess one is all you need to start off with. So this is a spark. It's a spark of imagination, a spark of happiness, a spark of joy, a spark of light in the
Okay.
darkness. Okay, and you can use that spark to bring forth anything. I mean, I've used it to bring forth. Anyway, like you just have one spark to start off with, and throughout the game you'll be able to use that spark to utilize other different things. But for right now, just think of a thought.
Any
happy little thought?
Any happy little thought, any sort of thing that brings you joy, like a character or a hero or any sort of thing like that, and touch your bracelet. And if you get into a bind, like something's happening, you'll always have a spark of light in the
Aw.
darkness. Okay?
Just one little spark?
Just one little spark. Now, there's one more choice for you guys to make.
Okay.
And every kingdom you go to, all you have to do is get to the end of the game, but there's one more choice for you to make. And it's this one. And the little boy holds up his light, and you see a path leading up to the castle, and one tends to go to the back of the castle, and one leads straight down the drawbridge. And Elias looks at all of you, and he says, I'd wish you good luck, but you don't need it. and he blows out the light, and you hear like a tinkling sound in the darkness, and you're at a sign, and one, like I said, one of the paths goes to the left, one goes to the right. You see a picture on the sign. The one leading behind the castle is a picture of, looks to be like a frog. And there's another sign with a picture of a star, and below the star is a picture of the sun, and below the sun is the picture of, it looks to be like a fish. So you can choose one of those. You can go the path of the frog, or the star, sun, and fish.
So you're saying one leads down the drawbridge, one leads behind the castle?
Yes. You're going to be able to choose one.
Okay.
Okay.
Frog
Guys?
is gonna be wild.
But guys, who walks down, who like sees a path and just walks right towards it?
Right, that's exactly what the
Exactly.
Imagineers want us to do.
That's what
and they
tourists
hide
would do.
right, and they hide the
Yes.
good stuff off the beaten path. So we should go to the left.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to
We're,
go.
I like the way you think.
We have to go.
So we're going
Let's
the
go
way
see.
of, which one?
Whichever one's the
The
frog is to the
frog?
left.
The frog?
The frog.
Okay.
Okay.
So that, as soon as you say that, it closes off and the drawbridge raises up.
Oh well, no. Okay.
And you hear do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
So cute.
And it's marching, and there's a light that lights up behind you guys, and you turn around, and Sakai comes on the speakers, and he's like, I don't know what this code is. This we've been running into before.
Oh, no.
We wrote this in, and it's somehow corrupting the system.
What?
And the four of you turn around, and you look, and it is the scariest thing you've ever seen. It is one child that comes running up the hill. Autographs? Pictures?
oh no!
3 more identical children. Autographs? Pictures?
Oh,
8 more. Autographs? Pictures? And as they come rounding the hill, they all start running towards you. What do you guys do?
Sorry, kids, we've got to go change a tire. We'll be right
No,
back in 5
15
minutes.
kids.
No habla inglés. No.
20 kids. They are running fast, and they're probably going to get there within the next 5 seconds.
No, we're,
How
you
tall
We
are
have
they?
to go.
have to outrun tourists. That's something
Yeah.
I've learned throughout my
Yeah, you always
days.
have
Yeah, you have to just.
You can
turn
definitely try to
If
outrun the
we-
tourists.
I'm
If we put our hands at a point, they'll think we look weird and run away in the opposite direction. It works all
We've
the
got to
time.
start doing a tour group, like chants of our own, and then everybody's
Yes.
just gonna get confused.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I said we run away.
We're
Yeah,
running
we're
away.
running
Run away.
All
running
right,
away.
let's see who makes it.
Okay.
So,
Can,
can we not pull a brick? What's our other option
So
here?
the other options are we have copious amounts of candy, but tourists are going to be the main bad guys in this adventure, and they are going to be the main stoppage points for you guys. So because of that, I don't feel like candy is enough. Now we do have some very, very sour candy called toxic waste. If the
Ooh.
4 of you want to pop one of those
do
toxic
it.
waste
Yes.
into
I'll
your
pop
mouth
the
at the same
Oh,
time,
okay.
you have to keep it in your mouth for at least 30 seconds, and that will symbolize you running away from the tourists, okay? So we'll start opening these. So as you're doing this, the kids are kind of, are catching up to you, so somebody's going to need to do a bit of a distraction, though, to stop
Tim's
all of
great
these
at that.
people. So,
Oh, wait,
So
that's
you
me.
should do it.
I should do it.
hang on, hang on.
So I come up with the distraction. Okay, the distraction is I try to.
Oh, are we just gonna go?
you're
Sorry.
going right now.
I'm going. I
That's what you do?
do a song and a dance,
All the kids start watching,
and then
it
it doesn't seem to get their attention. But then I go into a comedy routine, and she'll tickle their funny bones.
okay. Sam's giving you guys a bit of a distraction, so all of you guys can start running. All right.
I don't like
I've
it.
done.
I know
I think
you
I've
don't
done
have-
this before. It's just
Yeah.
familiar.
So Sam, all you guys see is Tim doing songs and dances and doing stuff. Like at one point, like Sam goes ooh, and she like takes her shirt off, and like Tim's belly is kind of wiggling and stuff like that. And the kids
That's
are
quite a sight. I love it.
the kids are really confused, and they all do that thing that you see in YouTube videos where the dogs cock their head at the same time. So it is this weird sort of moment, but it gives you guys just enough time to run around to the other side. However, Sam, you are surrounded by children at
That's
the
my normal life, to be honest.
minute. So you're going to have to figure out a way to get away from these kids.
How tall are they?
They are, I don't know, 3 to 4 feet tall.
How many are there?
There are now 80, and there's more coming over the hill every second.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at my character list because I can't think of names right now.
Okay.
I know I want to summon a hero.
Okay.
How does this sound? We're gonna summon
Okay.
we're gonna summon Scuttle from The Little Mermaid.
Okay.
He is a wonderful storyteller with a great singing voice. So I want him to kind of descend from the sky as normal Scuttle.
How big is this Scuttle? Is he actual size Scuttle or an 80-foot tall?
80 foot tall.
80-foot tall Scuttle descending from the sky. Okay, I'll allow it. You hit your bracelet, expending your 1 charge from the expert level, and an 80-foot tall bird like flaps down and flies down and starts like, you know, like, come on in this way, kids. Like, let me tell you all this. And he's got a pipe in his mouth and like blows the pipe and like bubbles come out and all the kids run away from
Yes,
you.
That's what
Like,
we call it.
yeah.
He
and
starts telling a really bad story.
Snarfblat. Yeah.
Snarfblat.
Yeah, and he starts telling all these stories and explaining stuff, and the kids are like confused, but they're clapping. And as you do that, you run around the corner, and as you run around the corner, you're the only one that sees Elias sort of tip his hat to you, and you catch up with them. And as you do, you see the opening queue and the sign above the door that says Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Yes! The OG.
Now, normally the cars could fit, you know, 2 people, you know, but this
But
one's,
we're really small.
this one's pretty big.
Oh, okay. The thing is big. We're not small.
So all 4 of you are able to fit within the same car.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go into the car and you are riding on the track, and normally you have ridden Mr. Toad's Wild Ride before. And it starts off, it's a dark ride, it's a very intense, and as you're riding in the car, all of a sudden a lot of the animals start changing.
Oh no.
Like the wood becomes a little bit more real. And the car all of a sudden goes off the track, and you feel it start to slow down a bit
I don't like it.
as pedals come out of the floor and the wheel becomes a real wheel. Who's driving this car?
Sam
You're driving the car.
Tim Sam.
Tim Sam is driving
Tim
the
Sam's my
car.
favorite
So
snack.
Tim, I'm going to need you to pull a brick.
Okay.
To see if you can wrench control over this car quickly as you realize that this is an actual car. So Tim Sam, you very easily go, oh crap, the car's turning real, and you start driving this car through some of the tight turns and things like that. And it is kind of confusing but fun. You're on like a winding country road, and all of a sudden,
Wait, I've been on this ride before. There's a train.
Oh,
it's
that's
funny
right.
you say that.
Yep.
Because as you say that, a toad lands on the hood of the car. And he's wearing goggles. He's about 2 feet tall at least. And he says, hey guys, watch out for the train. And sure enough, as you look off to the left, all of you at the same time, in almost comedic fashion, the car stalls. And you are stalled on the ground. The car has stopped. Mr. Toad is on the hood, and the train is barreling towards you.
We gotta get out of here.
We gotta get out.
I
We
grab
gotta
me
get
and I just bail.
You jump out of the car?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use one of my
Well,
summons.
hold on. It's your choice.
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
We bail. We just
Okay, let's just bail. That's fine.
Yeah.
Interesting. You guys bail, and as you jump out of the car, let's do some candy. Let's do a little bit of a sugar rush. Let's maybe some of this weird, unique. Don't bump the tower. If you bump the tower, we got to figure out what to do. All right.
I want to try one of the weird ones I brought.
It's not too hard. You guys are used to this, and there's a bit of a yes-anding going on. Yeah. So all 4 of you, right before the train hits this car going at full speed, all 4 of you jump out of the car. And there's this moment of like, yes, we got out of the car. And that's when the second train hits all 4 of you. And, and the train hits all of you, and there's this flash where the room goes dark as the second train hits all of you, and suddenly you are surrounded by flames.
Oh.
And there is
we had to finish the
fire
ride.
everywhere.
This is the end of the ride.
So do we need to get out of here?
All right.
Okay, then we can get out of here. So I'm gonna summon somebody. I'm gonna summon Captain Rex from Star Tours, and he's gonna come pick us up in his speeder.
The
And-
Star Speeder 1000.
The Star Speeder 1000, and pick us up and get us out of here.
The fire is growing, and you almost feel like you see these impish faces glowing in the fire, like stabbing pitchforks and getting closer and closer to you. And as that happens, you hear, "Hey guys!" and a spear like drops down, lands on the devils and squishes them, and the fire goes, and the back opens and the head just swivels around completely. And goes like, whoa! Sorry, it's my first day. Hop on in, and all four of you hop into the spacecraft. And as you do, you hear, "Please fasten your seatbelts and store any belongings into the basket in front of you."
Oh, yeah, no problem.
And you put all of your stuff in the basket. You realize that you are in Sam's body. You quickly put your shirt back
My
on.
bad, sorry. That's only for me.
And as you do this, the ship takes off, and there's exploding lava pockets, and all of a sudden you are almost like in a different planet as you're flying through hell. And it's flying out, and he goes, "We're not gonna make it! We're not gonna make it!" And as he says that, the ship kind of turns around a little bit, and you see the largest demon you've ever seen in your entire life.
Oh, no.
Black horns, other demons are like flying around it.
We're in a Star
almost.
Speeder, right?
Yeah.
We have blasters.
Do
What?
you?
Yeah, we do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Rex, do we have blasters on this thing?
It's my first day.
Oh no!
You use them in the ride. You destroy TIE fighters.
Oh yeah. Go, and he hits a button, and the blasters go off, and you see as the Balrog falls backwards, crashing and knocking a hole into this dark castle, and you shoot out of it. And the
So
spaceship takes off and stutters a little bit, and then kind of skids on the ground, like, "Arr!" And there's one guy that was not there before that's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa," as the spaceship comes up, and he goes, and then disappears in a puff of smoke. And as he does that, the ship disappears in a puff of smoke. And as you're turned around, you see the Balrog reaching out of the castle, and it disappears, and the darkness that was surrounding the Dark Kingdom starts swirling into rays of light and clouds, and the castle transforms into the one you're all familiar with.
Aww.
And
Beauty.
you see Elias wearing the same clothes come out, and he's like, "Well, that's one level down.
Yes.
One
You
level.
finally.
Who's ready for
What's
level
up?
2?
Yes.
That's the number that comes after 1, so I'm ready to go.
And as he says that, a beautiful boat that you have never seen before, it kind of looks like a swan.
Oh my, thank you.
But a swan boat pulls up to this river that is right in front of you, and the door opens up, and Elias goes, "Now, there's a lot more choices for you guys to make, but I have faith in you, and I think you can make them." And the door closes, and you are off on the swan boat.
Aw.
And it is beautiful. You're feeling the water start to like calmly lead you under a bridge, and then the water starts to pick up a little bit, and it almost turns into one of those like rocky sort of like waves. It almost turns into like a slide of sorts, and then like as the waves are picking up, suddenly you're surrounded by trees and foliage, and you see this like you see this sign in front of you that says, "Welcome to River Country." And as you do that, the swan boat is sort of taking these twists and turns, and you're pulling up to a dock. And you see one of those signs that you recognized from before, and it's beautiful. It's perfect. It's just like the sign from before, and you see two choices ahead of you. And right as the swan is pulling up to the boat, it's lurched backward. It's grabbed from the back and pulled, and you feel the pull of the boat trying to get you to the dock, but then you feel something else slap the back of the boat, and it's grabbed a hold, and it's pulling the boat backwards. Who's going to take a look at the back of the boat and try to
I
stick
will.
their head up?
Yeah.
It's a tentacle.
Ooh.
Garrison and Jaden.
Can I summon a hero?
You can certainly try. There's a third tentacle that wraps itself around.
Wait, what color are these tentacles?
They are black.
Black.
Oh.
You hear a loud screech from under the water.
Oh no.
And then a fourth tentacle wraps around the boat. And it is now grabbed the boat, and the boat is starting to lift.
Does it have a
Up.
purple like under?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
It is starting to lift up and almost start to stand vertical. So I need everybody to now pull a brick or
That looks rough.
I want a handful of candy. I want enough sugar
Okay.
to make me worry about your safety and health.
Okay.
In order to maintain your balance on this boat. As the boat stands up completely vertical.
This
and
is what I'm saving.
You no God, too much. And then you are all holding on to the boat, and a mouth opens below you, and it's these little teeth that are, and it's almost like a giant squid. There's almost like blackness in the water and stuff like that as the boat is standing up. And you hear Elias from the shore being like, "You gotta get to the dock. I can't help you unless you get to the dock." And he's sort of fades back into the tree line. Garrison is just trembling in fear right now.
So
Mouth closed, just like,
okay, Jade and Garrison will call in a hero.
okay,
I'm sending in Tinkerbell.
okay. What happens?
Tinkerbell flies in, and I say, and I ask her to cover us with some pixie dust so we can just fly to the shore. Like, if Ursula has the boat, she doesn't have us. Or whatever she is. If it's Ursula or not.
Tinkerbell flies over, looks at you, looks at Garrison,
Oh
gives
man.
him a whole bunch of pixie dust, gives pixie dust, and looks at you and like sticks her tongue out and like,
What? Come on.
oh, she look like Wendy.
I know.
And she eventually gives you some pixie dust. And what are your happy thoughts?
Candy.
All my friends that I'm with.
Oh,
I
okay.
just ate a bunch of gummy worms.
And just like that, you go flying out of the back of the boat as this large squid creature drags the swan boat underneath, and you fly over to the dock and land there, and there is a moment of calm as Elias goes, "That was close. Just be aware that you're done now, unless you find some other sparks here."
I feel like
I
we'll
still
find some
have one
spark.
spark left.
You do still have one spark left, so maybe wait until it gets very dark before you use it. Okay. Now, as you get here to River Country, you see two signs in front of you, and I have a feeling that this is going to be a very hard choice for the four of you to make,
Oh boy.
because it's just two paths. It's just a left and a right, and on one side you see a picture of a submarine.
Oh.
And suddenly things make a lot more sense.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Can
And on
we
the
swim?
other side, you see a picture of a clock.
Claude.
Ooh.
Oh, I think
Yep.
we're going to the right.
Yeah.
Are
no,
we?
we're going.
The
yeah,
right
I
is
wanna
a
go
picture
to-
of
I'm more familiar with the left.
Clock.
What does the clock look like? Is it just like a normal?
clock face.
You want to give me an investigation on the clock?
Sure.
Okay. So Tim Sam goes up to the clock and is really examining this clock, and the time is set, and then it flashes, and you see what looks to be like an old machine where the clock was, and you hear a voice that sounds very familiar to you, and it sounds like Robin Williams.
It's the timekeeper.
And then the time machine flashes again, and it's just the clock. And the hands are moving.
I've never experienced the timekeeper. I know more about
It's-
20,000
But here's
Leagues.
the thing: is
Yeah.
that we're in this environment so that we can experience new things. So
Let's go to the
Timekeeper.
That's where behind you, you see somebody holding what looks to be like one of those like multicolored like lightsabers, and you see another group coming forward in front of you in the two paths, and it's another group, and they're all yelling and singing songs, and that's when the two tour groups look like they're going to converge right where you're standing. So you have two tour groups moving towards you. They're all wearing the same outfit. It is this bright yellow with red on it and stuff like that. There's name tags.
So I say very loudly, guys, I can't believe we just came from the right side where Mickey Mouse's wait was only 10 minutes.
Oh my god, that's good. All right, let's see who heard you. You could do. I'm gonna make this easy because this was such a good. Do one of the weird candies over in the back. Have you had one of those yet?
I have, but
Okay.
they were weird and I
They
didn't
were
like them.
super weird, and you didn't like them.
I feel like I should have two to make it more of a challenge.
So as you say,
because there are two groups.
as you say, Mickey Mouse, these groups flip out and start like running in a Mickey Mouse 10 minutes, Mickey Mouse 10 minutes, and they start running to wherever you just pointed, and it's going to buy you guys a few seconds to make your decision.
Timekeeper.
Timekeeper.
Timekeeper, I hardly know her.
Noah Keeper.
You you walk up, you follow the path for the time, and as you do that, the right side closes off, and you hear an anguished scream from somewhere under the water, and the clock starts spinning, and then it comes off of the board. And as it comes off of the board, it goes in front of you guys a little bit, and then it keeps spinning, and then it opens up, and opens up wider, and opens up wider. And as you see it opening up wider, you see a prehistoric setting in front of you, and it is filled chock-a-block with dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs!
And there are dinosaurs everywhere. You see some T-Rexes. You almost feel like you see a blonde woman fighting a dinosaur off in the distance. It's really super weird. But yeah, it is just a prehistoric landscape in front of you of like dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh.
Bill?
Is Bill there? Bill?
Bill Nye the Science
Bill?
Guy?
Bill?
Do you walk in?
Bill.
Yeah,
Yeah, we walk in.
Bill.
You're saying Bill as you walk through, and then behind you hear the tour groups chanting Bill. And they're starting to run towards the portal, but thankfully you guys all step through the portal at the same time, and just as you do, that's when all of the dinosaurs are now attracted to the four people screaming out nonsense.
Is your name Bill Dinosaur?
And
I mean, you probably
Does
know.
anybody know a Bill?
and turn towards you.
Are they scary dinosaurs?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So,
Would you call them vegetarians?
Yeah, this one's not a vegetarian.
who would know that? Who's a dinosaur buff?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Seeker.
I can do it.
You can summon Seeker if you want.
No, we're not going to
But
summon Seeker.
Seeker's a horrible person.
We're not going to summon Seeker.
But we.
Let's just run away.
A.
No, wait. Stand real still. Dinosaur can't see you.
That sounds like a... What's all still?
We could summon the magic.
Stand still.
I am summoning Elliot, the dragon.
Why?
Because he's a dragon and dragons beat dinosaurs.
She's smarter than we are.
T-Rex is barreling towards you guys, and its large jaws are open, and all the other dinosaurs are cowering away from it. And as it gets close to you, it lunges forward towards Jerison, and and right before it gets to you, it stops.
Razzle dazzle.
And it can't move its head forward. And it looks behind it, and you see its tail lifted up in the air, like something holding it, and it looks behind it confused. The three of them can't see this, but you can see Elliot like waving at you, and he picks up this T-Rex and swings the tail like this, and the dinosaur is just flying around like this, and you three are confused out of your ever-loving mind. But you see Jarrison just clapping along and playing.
For the folks at home, Elliot has the ability to be invisible.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yes, and the T-Rex flies through the air, and you guys have handled it. But as you see that the Earth is starting to quake and shake a little bit because meteors are starting to impact the ground. And as that happens, a portal appears in front of you, and this weird-looking robotic man says, "You guys aren't supposed to be here. Quick, come to me. I'm going to need you to run across." Now, this is a timed check, so I'm going to need all of you to pull a brick to see if you can make it across the field in order to get there in time.
Okay.
So as you are doing that,
Cool.
Sam is able to take off at a sprint and make her way down the field. Jarrison also is able to run as fast as she can and jumps through the portal. Tim is having a little bit of a time finding his step. Garrison is watching everyone's back and making sure that he can make it. It's still rough.
Whoa.
But Garrison jumps through the portal, and as he jumps through the portal, you see Elias standing behind you guys saying, "Well done." And as he does that, you turn around, and there is a large robot in front of you, and he says, "You guys made it just in time." Well, sort of just in time. And that's when you hear screaming. Because you're on the middle of a battlefield. And two groups of soldiers are running towards you. And you realize that you are all out of sparks of light. And as the darkness is closing in and these two battlefields or battle groups are running towards you, screaming with weapons drawn, you hear Elias's voice go, "Don't worry. In your darkest moments, maybe all of you together can find a... Not today, Elias. Today the darkness wins." And Elias's voice is shut off. And as the groups run towards you, you feel a coldness. And you hear Billy's voice coming in, being like, "All right, pull him. Pull him out. Pull him. Turn it up."
Billy.
Billy.
And the groups are closer, and one raises up a fist to hit Tim.
No, what?
And that's where we're going to take our intermission for tonight, folks. Okay? We're going to take a quick intermission. We're going to give these guys a chance to use the restroom. And we are going to start getting weird.
Nice.
Because the game is over. And the real game begins.
Oh my god.
We'll see you soon.
Gosh.
Welcome back, everybody, to Devour and Dread, a grandiose experiment in seeing this version of Drunken Dread, where we have non-alcoholic players playing this game, where we have different challenges. So as you know, our heroes were playing this wonderful game, and suddenly the rules of the game have shifted a little bit. And they're on a battlefield as the two different sides of the battlefield are converging against them. And as the two sides are about to crash as waves over them, you hear this loud, like, pop sound. And this Jules Vernian time machine appears right in the middle of the battlefield. And it is floating there, and you see a man with a brown overcoat, wearing a vest and a white shirt, and he's reaching out his hand to you, Tim, and saying, get in.
Yes, let's go.
And as he does that, there's room for all of you, and the people on the battlefield are very confused, and he's pulling levers and things like that, and you say, all right, we'll see you. And
does he have a beard?
He's got a bit of a beard,
yeah,
but it's very small now. It's very small. And as he does that, and you all climb aboard the time machine, or this particular looking Jules Vernian type machine, it blips out of existence, and you are in a futuristic landscape.
Yes.
Colors are swirling above your head.
Yes, they are.
There's beautiful, this beautiful, music playing somewhere, and there's a collection of characters, standing in front of you. There's a collection of people. Some of them you may recognize. There's the person that you saw before with the little bit of beard, and it almost looks like someone very similar to that person, with what looks to be like a little purple dragon on his shoulder. You see a guy coming out with a white lab coat, and he's got glasses, and he's like, did you get him? And I was like, yes, of course I got him. I was
God.
We don't have to worry about it too much, but I don't know how long they can actually stay here for. And as you hear that, you say, you guys got about 10 minutes, and you hear something fly above your heads and land on the ground in front of you, and it's this little green blob. And it just is now we don't have much time, but they programmed all of our personalities in here to be able to provide an assistance, and luckily we owe so much to Elias. So had you not chosen him, this would be a very different encounter. But because you chose him, and because we all love Elias so much, you have 1 minute left. There's not a lot we can do. We can probably help you get to the end of this particular path, but other than that, there's not much that we can do for you. However, there's probably one thing that we can do. And the guy with the little dragon goes, Are you sure you want to do this? And they all say, yeah. Yes. And the scientist with the white jacket goes, of course. And he walks forward, and he places his hand into the front of all the other ones. And the guy coming out from behind goes, all right, we've got 30 seconds left. If we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And he places his hand on there, and the little green blob jumps on top of his. And you see people start coming in from places. You see what looks to be like Abraham Lincoln coming out and putting his hand there. You see a man wearing an eye patch and a black hat come out and put his hand down there. You see what looks to be an old man, but the features are a little off, and a really scruffy looking dog. And his clothes keep shifting in and out of different time periods. And he's
super misogynistic.
He keeps yelling at his wife.
He keeps yelling at his wife, but you don't see her. And he places his hand there, and he's like, we are merely figments.
Aww.
And we have enough to lend our power to one of you. Who's it going to be?
I haven't done anything, so I want to take it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I want to take it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
So he says, this is not going to feel good because we're basically transferring all of what we are into you.
Oh boy.
So
Ooh.
I have here
Oh.
No.
Okay.
bacon and cheese crickets
Nice.
that taste like bacon and cheese, or
Those are huge.
they are huge.
Oh,
They're not
God.
chocolate covered. I also have some larvettes, which are just original worm
It's like
snacks.
would you like acid or acid?
These are not good
Barbecue.
choices.
Wow.
I will let you know, I've had these kinds of things before. The worms aren't that bad.
I was ready to say I'm probably going to do better with worms than I will with crickets, because crickets, I'm going to think of Jiminy Cricket. So,
Yeah.
All right.
Worms.
Worms, you'll just think of
the crowd.
Worms.
worms.
You'll just think of.
Yeah.
How many of them is it just?
They're littles, so let's go with 3.
I was ready to say I can handle probably 3.
3. So as you place your hand forward and you are accepting this power that was granted.
I don't like it.
It's all right, pal. Tim,
I
did you
don't eat a lot of animals.
show these? I don't know if you guys can see
Why
it.
do they look like that?
Because these are actual worms. These are actual larvettes. And they place their hands forward and they grant you the power of their imagination and their figments, and it hurts. It is weird. It is uncomfortable.
Why are they so proud of me?
It is like drinking this weird soda that you can only find at Epcot. Like it is.
We should have had shots of Beverly.
Yeah, we should have had shots of that.
And
Quick one.
as
Next time.
Yeah.
that happens,
Sorry, yeah.
your bracelet lights up just a little bit, and then it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, and that one light is glowing, but it is a bright light, and they are gone.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
And,
Goodbye, various
Their
science.
lives for that.
and this
thing.
is weird. You recognized Dream.
Dreamfinder.
Dreamfinder.
No?
You don't remember his name. You had his name. You had his name a second ago.
Dream.
No, that you don't know his.
Nightmare.
No.
Finder.
His name is gone. Oh God, that was Solinsky. Honey, I Shrunk the.
No.
The green thing. You love the green.
Are they going away?
Thing.
I don't want them to go away.
And in just a few seconds, as her light gets brighter, you don't recognize any of those people.
I don't recognize Dr. Nigel Channing. I don't know
Dr.
what that
Grant
means.
Seeker.
I mean, they were very nice.
They were very nice. These various scientists.
And the clock appears one more time, and this little creature with like 9 eyes sticks its head out from the other side of the portal, and it says, "All right, guys, you got one more jump to make. Let's go. Let's hurry it up. We don't even know how you got here." And the 9 eyes kind of stick their eyes back from the other side of the portal.
Okay.
We've got to
Okay.
jump.
Let's do it.
We're jumping.
Jumping.
All right, you jump through, and you are in river country.
Nice.
And it is great. And you are standing at the edge of a platform because it looks like you're kind of up in the trees. And there is a large wire that is strung up and up into the trees. And as you're looking up this wire, this little bucket lowers down. And the bucket is just big enough for all of you to go into.
Sweet.
We gotta get in the
gotta
bucket.
Get in the bucket. I like buckets.
Buckets are nice.
Sometimes you
Bucket
just
up.
gotta say, aw, bucket.
All four
It's
of you,
really weird coming out of my mouth, you know?
all four of you climb into the bucket. And the bucket starts taking off, and you see it like slowly like moving towards the trees. And as it does, river country is beautiful and green and lush until it is not.
Oh.
Until a black gray starts to seep in to the trees
Oh.
and starts taking them apart
Yep.
and pushing them down to the ground. And you hear the radio click on inside the bucket that the
Bucket radio?
the bucket radio that usually is piping music
Bucket FM.
through, and it says, "Guys, I don't know what's happening. I've been trying to get you to the end of the game." And as you hear that noise, you hear this, and it's coming from like the backs of your necks.
Oh, I don't like
All
this.
4 of you are hearing this, and the lights start dimming.
No.
All 4 of you are ripped backwards and slammed against the sides of the bucket as the sun shuts off.
Oh, we chose the wrong path.
Gosh dang it.
And you feel water start to trickle against your neck.
Oh no.
And you hear,
Oh, I thought Eisner got rid of this thing.
Yeah, but then we got rid of Eisner.
Oh no, Eisner's brought it back.
you are incapacitated, and you have just enough light to see that this bucket is about to go off of a track in front of you, and you cannot see what is holding you back. What do you do?
Ooh.
We can't do anything unless we
summon.
use our imagination.
We can use. Is using your imagination considered summoning?
Is it?
Depends on what we use our imagination.
No, this is my dream. I'm gonna unleash all the powers of my imagination.
So what do you do?
You know what? I'm gonna convert this into Stitch, just like they did.
I think you could very easily do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, I think you could very easily do that.
How many crickets is this gonna take me?
Those things are large.
Alien Extraterrestrial. Alien Encounter was considered one of the scariest rides at Walt Disney World and was closed down and replaced with the cute, lovable Stitch.
Still terrifying.
Still
I am
terrifying.
still terrified of that
But
attraction.
now includes hot dogs for some
So
reason.
let's go to
Oh, that's right.
full-grown crickets that taste like
Bacon
and cheese.
What I
You don't smell like crickets, you smell like bacon,
bacon
and
and
cheese.
Let's call
You're not
this
Santa.
Jim. And we'll call this
Cricky.
Any?
Innie.
This
So
is disturbing.
Garrison is pushed up against the wall, and he feels that hot breath on his neck, and it is bad. And all of a
This
sudden,
one's
he,
got a leg. This one doesn't.
I,
One hasn't got
I don't.
any.
For the first time during a game of Drunken Dread, I don't think I can watch you do this. This is really
Do it.
because this is the first thing we've ever had that had a head on it, like that's a visible
Two heads.
two heads.
Because 2
Worms have
heads
heads.
are better
Better
than one.
You feel a claw grab into you and stick its claw actually into your shoulder a little bit, and as it leans its head forward, you feel that hot breath blow against your face, and you suddenly smell chili dogs. It's chili dogs.
Water.
It is. Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh no!
You good?
I'm good.
Have some words.
I need it. I can get like a contact roast.
You-
this from
You
now
know,
on.
we should have had you eat one of the mouth numbing.
As the chili dog smell washes over you, and you hear a familiar laugh in your ears. You are suddenly. It is dark, but the pull against you is lifted, and you see something crawl on the roof of the bucket, and it goes. And it crawls on the roof of it, and as this thing is going and the track is broken, Stitch runs over and grows out all 4 arms and reaches up, grabs onto the bucket, and goes, "Ohana means nobody gets left behind."
Or forgotten.
Or forgotten. And he throws this thing as hard as he can, and the bucket goes sailing through the air. And he goes, "Bye-bye." And then this bucket just goes, "Bye-bye," and boom, lands on the ground and tips over, and the door opens, and you are standing in front of the 3rd and final sign
Oh boy.
to get you out of Kingdomz.
I'm pulling a brick next time, guys.
You're like crying. It's
Dude.
amazing.
That was
Not pleasant. Okay, you are here at Discovery Island. It is a beautiful island. You see like a skull, a path leading up into like the skulls, this cave system. You see a couple of different pictures. you see a picture of a seagull, but this is the first moving picture that you've seen other than the timepiece. And the seagull is going like this.
Is that the first one we see?
That's the first one you see.
Okay.
And the other one is a drumstick.
Is there
Like
Like a
chicken
turkey
stuck
leg, or
Like a turkey leg.
Okay, not like a boom, 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 boom.
Nope, like a turkey
Okay.
leg.
Cool.
I really like turkey legs.
Yeah.
Turkey legs never screw
You
you,
know what?
over.
I've gone to theme parks my whole life. I've never actually eaten a turkey
We should
leg.
go
Same.
turkey leg. Unless there's a
leg?
third option.
That's funny that you should ask that.
I
Yeah?
love you, Tim.
So, Tim, I'm going to need you to
Sam.
pull a brick. Because here's something weird. All of you were given the choice at the very beginning of a third option. And indeed, all of the signs that you encountered today had a third option. You just had to look for it. And on the third option, you see a third picture appear. And as it appears, Tim, you see something very special.
Yeah.
You see a marker fall out of the sign and land on the ground at your feet.
A marker?
A marker.
Oh.
Grab it.
I never was given markers.
And where that third bottom of the sign is, you see a whiteboard.
Oh my gosh, we can go. Can we go wherever we want?
Can you?
Okay.
What ride have we always wanted to do?
I've always wanted to do Horizons.
Yeah, I was ready to say.
We passed by Horizon.
Did we?
Yeah, that was
Oh.
one of the options.
Yeah, that was one of the. That was technically.
Okay.
But
Oh, we can
it's
still
your
go.
world. You can still.
Yeah.
It's your
you can
world.
still go.
It's my life.
Tim, you wait. It's not where do you want to go? Like, what place haven't you been? What place do you want to make?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what I want to do.
I need everybody to make observation checks. You can either eat a bug or you can pull a brick for me.
Is there a way to
no.
get more water if I eat a bug?
Yes, there is.
All right, I will eat a bug. I have shaky hands.
This, you all start to notice something that you weren't noticing before because it happens silently behind you. There are people lining up behind you.
Oh no. However many you want to do, I'm ballsy.
We'll do that. We'll do zero. There are people lining up behind you. And they're all wearing different clothes, and they're starting to argue, and they're starting to get louder. And then you're seeing a queue counter that appears in front of you.
I dropped one.
A queue counter that says 5 minutes. And now it says 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
And now it says 15 minutes. Now it says 20 minutes.
I want to
And
go.
the crowd is starting to get louder and louder. And they're starting to get rambunctious. Yeah. They're starting to get loud and angry.
Well, can we just imagine our fast passes?
They're starting to get real loud.
Okay.
They're starting to push.
What are you guys?
Somebody's walking in front of you, and they're going up to the sign. They've pulled out their own marker now, and they're looking at the board.
I think I know where I want to go.
Where do we want to go?
We're gonna go to Phantom Manor.
Nice.
Phantom Manor.
They're
Nice.
discussing.
Write
Okay,
it.
write it. Go.
Okay. Phantom Manor.
Yeah. Oh. All right.
Oh my gosh.
So as you walk forward,
Oh no.
as you
no.
walk forward and fill out Phantom Manor, you hear a laugh. And that laugh is a bellowing laugh. And you draw this picture of Phantom Manor, and he goes, you know, I was kind of hoping that one of you would choose that. Because
The monkey.
I work best in the dark.
That's Mystic Manor.
That's
Yeah.
Mystic Manor.
Phantom
Oh, Phantom Manor is the one that Disney's. Oh, that's right. I still like
The
that
one
one.
with
though.
the cowboy.
I get confused
That
on the
is
two.
true.
Haunted cowboy.
I still like that
And
one.
do you all know what the best part of Phantom Manor is?
It's French?
In Phantom Manor, you all die and go to hell again.
Oh.
We got out once.
Yeah.
You did. Let's see if you can get out again. Who wants to go first?
Well, I chose it, so
You did choose it. So you
And I'm sorry, I thought I
brave
chose
it
the monkey one. It's okay.
for everyone. So as you say that, all three of you are in a cart, and you're looking forward, and the cart is moving down this weird track, and it's akin to Haunted Mansion, but it is not. There are little differences. There's a more the story that you see about the bride and her husband, like it is painted out beautifully for you, and it's illustrated beautifully. But you can't find Tim. You can't find Tim. This is so weird. Whereas like Sam and Tim and like the three of you are there, and then you see the scene where the bride is standing there with a knife and she's laughing, and except this time there's a man in a suit next to her. He's wearing a black tux, and the man in the suit leans forward, and an axe comes down, and you're back in the cart, and Garrison is there, and the axe comes down, and Garrison's back in the cart, and Jaden's there, and the axe comes down, and Sam's there, and as the cart gets closer, the axe comes down, and it's Tim again, and as the cart gets closer, it's back, and Garrison's there. And the cart stops, and it says, "Please stand by for technical difficulties." I need you to stop. We want to thank Subs for doing a blindfolded poll. This is our Maleficent blindfold for this evening. You guys are going to help. Okay. You are going to help Garrison. You are the only instructions that he gets on how to pull a brick from this tower that looks like it's about to fall. Okay.
Cool. So Garrison, I don't think there's much hope here. I think the bottom middle might be the best one. Try it. Okay. Your middle finger's on it.
So
push it.
The
push
axe
it.
is coming down.
Push it.
And then it's
push it. Okay, stop.
stopping,
Come around the other
and
side.
Then it's coming
Around the
back
other
up.
side.
Stop and come
Garrison,
around on the
And it's
other
getting
side.
close.
Yeah, you got this.
And Garrison's
Careful.
not bamfing out.
You got it. You
And
got it.
it's
That's
getting
it.
closer.
You got it.
And it's going
You got
back
it.
up.
That's it. That's
It's
it.
coming down. And
job.
it's getting closer.
That's it. Okay.
And then as
got
it
this.
comes down
Forward.
one last time.
No, other way. Other direction.
Close, and
Right there. Right
goes
there.
back up,
Right there.
and it should have been
No, push it in. No, push it in.
And
Just tiny
as
bit.
it comes down,
You got
one
nope. Tiny little bit more.
last time.
Nope.
it
Other way.
slams
Other
down,
direction.
and the lights.
You got it. That's it. That's
Just
it.
barely for the ride, and Garrison is in the cart with you guys, and you're moving through the manor, and you're moving through the graveyard, and you're hearing a somewhat familiar song, if not sung in a, you know. We apologize to our large contingent of French viewers right now. I don't know how you did that.
The bag gets creeping.
And as the cart is moving its way slowly through, you're seeing the familiar faces, but there's a sense of joy and a newfound hope because you realize that you're near the end of the journey. Like you're near the end. And actually, you can see the exit sign right above where the track sort of stops. And as the cart is kind of moving through the graveyard, you see that light. And you almost see Elias like shouting at you guys to come forward, but he's not shouting at you to come forward, he's shouting something else. You're having trouble hearing him because the music has increased in volume. Who's hearing what Elias is going to say? Do you care what Elias says?
Yes.
Yes.
Somebody needs to listen really hard for what Elias is going to say.
I'll listen.
Oh no.
Yikes on bikes.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, I'm glad you did that.
Okay, so as you listen very hard for what Elias says, you realize that Elias is not pointing at you guys, he's pointing behind you guys.
Guys, he's pointing behind us.
You stick your heads out of the track and you see the ride starting to decay very quickly.
The code is breaking.
And as it's decaying, you see other rides popping up behind you. And as other rides are popping up behind you, the vehicle you're in falls off the track. And you see the faint outline of a man wearing a three-piece suit and a tie and a little bit of facial hair and a black hat on his head, standing there amongst the wreckage. And you're seeing familiar rides happening. You're seeing what looks to be like kid things in a refrigerator singing songs, and then that's completely erased. You're seeing the man that you recognized before with the dragon, but you can't quite remember his name. You see that, and it's disappearing. And then you see this alien creature stepping forward, and then that's ripped back. And as that's ripping back, you're starting to see that now the walls around you and in front of you are starting to crumble. And Elias is standing there, and he's pulling his sleeves up, and he takes a pen out from behind his ear and starts writing. And you see the light growing on the exit sign. And as that happens, darkness starts coming out of the walls towards you. I'm going to need you guys to pull a brick or eat something in order to maintain your cool and make decisions rationally. There is a giant fear dynamic because for the first time ever, bits of the ceiling are starting to fall and you're feeling them hit your skin. There's something wrong with the game. The game's broken and you're actually being hurt right now.
Okay.
So you can either pull a brick, or if someone wants to sacrifice themselves, but I can't tell you whether this is the end of the adventure or not. Or you can eat a bug.
I'll take a worm.
Yeah, it's ready to
I'll
say,
take
give
a
me
worm.
the
I'll
larvae.
pull.
Okay.
I'll pull.
Yep.
Can I do it at the same time?
Jaded
Maybe
is
we
not
may-
looking excited about the
We
worms.
probably are gonna need more. Do we need more water?
We may need some more water.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 for you. You want 3
Give me them
worms.
Give me
I
the
don't even have a water.
Yeah, we
We
I
will
don't
get you
even
some
have
water.
Here, there's a glass of water
Okay,
right
good.
here.
I'm also cleaning water.
Okay. Oh god, the worms are falling apart.
There you go. Yeah.
Wormy worm time.
Okay, so as this area is starting to crumble around you,
Thanks.
and you see Elias standing there, bits of the ceiling are falling onto you, and you're seeing them hit your skin, and they're starting to hurt. And all 4 of you look at each other, and you steel yourselves against the incoming tide of fear that is starting to affect you. And this man that's coming out of the shadows towards you, you see these weird symbols start lighting up on the walls around you, and these weird archaic symbols that you have not recognized anywhere before, and you think you see the faint outline of facial hair on this weird figure, but he's too far back in the shadows for you to catch any sort of glimpse of who this person is. And he's walking towards you, and as he's getting to you, you see Elias draw a picture of a dog, and the dog walks forward and starts growling at the man, buying you just a little bit of time, but you're still freaked out.
Okay. Do I need a?
Everyone seems to be steady. Sam's looking a little nervous. Sam looks at you guys, sees that all 3 of you are refusing to budge, and
Dang.
decides to join you. And all 4 of you stand there, and instead of running towards the exit, you all turn around and face this man.
All right.
And as you do, you feel other hands start to join in with you. And these are characters that you have spent time with. You've seen them in the parks, but they're not the size they are when they're in the parks. You see somebody hold your hand, and it's wearing white gloves. She's got a bow and beautiful ears, and you feel somebody interpose themselves. Oh,
I
wait.
should have just sacrificed myself. I literally thought about it.
Oh,
God.
I can't read what that says, so like somebody's gonna have to. Okay.
I have to eat all the crickets.
Yeah.
That's
no.
a lot.
I mean, literally
Yeah.
he looked like he was gonna puke.
After 3.
Group effort.
group.
We all have to.
Yeah.
Everyone online.
Yeah.
Everyone wants this.
Everyone online.
Once Tim.
There's how many left?
There are literally like almost
Yeah,
10.
there are like 10 in
Oh,
there.
There's like
Okay, we'll say 5.
3 was a lot.
You ate
There's a
2,
lot.
so you
I had
didn't
2.
even know 3.
I had 2.
Okay.
you had 2.
I had 2.
Let's make it 2 crickets. That's
Well,
That's intense.
here's another idea. How about I can, if you guys want 5, I'll eat
I'll
2
take
of
1.
them if he eats 3. Is that okay with you?
I'll take 1.
Okay.
Should we have a bucket?
So 1, 2, 2. That
You
works
wanna
for
try
me.
one?
All right.
Try one.
Okay,
So-
so 1, 1, 1.
Oh, damn it. All right.
You haven't ate any bugs. I ate a lot of larvae.
Okay, I don't have any more. That's fine.
You can have this water. We're probably
To
yeah.
quote
I'm
Mickey
eating
Mouse
2.
in Fantasmic, this is my dream.
There's one.
It has wings.
Oh,
There's
mine
one.
still.
So what's bad about it, Garrison? Is it the bacon?
It's the texture.
It's the texture. Okay, I can handle texture.
1, 2, and I'm gonna give you, because I don't feel like 2 is enough, I'm gonna give you the leftover
The half.
heads and wings.
Oh God! Oh God!
So we're gonna put those right there. The ones that fell off. There's one more little leg.
I'm not gonna.
It's okay. Don't look at it. Don't look at
So
it.
he's getting all the money from this, right?
Yeah. So
Could I have some more water?
Yeah, are we able to get more, please?
can we have a bucket just in case, please? There's a bucket behind me. Okay. So hang on. Let me narrate this. Okay. Don't look at it. Don't stop looking.
I'm looking.
I
I'm looking
know.
down.
You're
Shrek.
looking down.
I'm looking down.
That's DreamWorks.
Oh my God.
It's like,
I'm looking
so
down.
you feel familiar hands grab yours, and it's other characters interposing themselves in between you, and you feel a familiar mouse grab your hands on one side, and you feel somebody else grab your hand on the other, and you see a little lizard crawl up on your shoulder and sit there, and it's weird, buddy. Because you were expecting the same thing. You saw these 2 characters. But instead of that, you feel a foot on this shoulder
Oh.
and a foot on the other one.
Oh. Wait. Oh.
Yeah.
And you see 2 crossed arms standing there in front of you. And you are standing there, Sam, and you're waiting for somebody to stand on your shoulders or grab your hands, but instead, you hear you see a little cockroach crawl on the floor, forward and land on your feet, and as that happens, you feel something go whoa, 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 and like grab your hand, and as that happens, Tim, nobody grabs your hand
What?
because somebody interposes themselves in front of you,
Oh.
and you see a red robe, and you see a blue hat, and a little step stool appears. And somebody picks up a hat, puts it on you hat.
It's my dream, bitch.
And as that happens, you guys are all standing there looking very proud and cocky. And he sees you kind of laughing, this figure in the darkness, and he goes, "Fine. Fine. I don't have the power to take all of you. I just need one." And he reaches forward towards you and closes his fist. And as he does, the 2 figures next to you scream out in pain, and you don't remember who was standing next to you anymore. He's taken them, and it's something within you breaks, Jaden, because you remember that they were strong, and all of a sudden you're a little girl and you're watching cartoons, and I need you to fight to remember what these things were, and you feel the darkness pulling at you. No. I can remember who these people were. These people are important to me. I know exactly who those people are. That was Minnie and Rapunzel. And what do you say?
That was Minnie and Pascal. That was Minnie and Rapunzel.
And you're not taking them away. And the hands that were closed as a fist, thank you, Atavistic. That was an amazing story moment. I needed that. The hands that were holding you tight break. And he screams, no! And as he screams no, Tim walks forward and he goes, no. This is
my dream.
And you stride forward and Tim claps his hands.
Oh boy, here we go.
And an anguished scream rips.
Just like Doritos.
I'm gonna hold this. An anguished scream rips through. Pascal lets loose with this wild war cry that should not be there. You hear laughing above your shoulders, and it reverberates within a part of your soul that you thought was long gone, but you are instantly a child. The world is full of possibilities in front of you. You see a small canister, what looks like a fire extinguisher, not quite reach where this guy is standing, but you still hear like, Eva, and somebody else comes forward, and Wally, and they're both holding hands in front of you, blocking you. And Tim, as you say that, you're striding forward. You're striding forward, and it is you and this creature, and all of a sudden, there's light behind you, and there's darkness there, and it is starting to clash. And Elias says, everybody run towards me. Tim, you gotta stay there, buddy. You gotta stay there. And people are running towards the exit, and Tim, you are standing there, and there looks like there is light coming out of the tip of your hat, and it is pointing towards them. And the three of you are starting to run towards Elias, and Elias is drawing things, and things are flying off the page, but they're being sucked up into the darkness. And it is a terrible thing. And all three of you stop and look back. And Sam, you're not going to leave. Okay. You're not going to leave him. But you guys run towards Elias and run out the exit. But Sam,
oh my gosh,
walks forward.
It's the power of imagination, everyone. Sam, you've got this.
Tim hits his knees, and it is a darkness within him. And Sam,
fudge knuckles. This is Disney. I can't cuss. Okay.
Sam.
Oh, okay.
Sam reaches towards you and says, I don't need to use this because I have you. And Sam takes off her bracelet and she grabs your hand, and all of a sudden the darkness is pushed back and you're in the white room. All four of you. And it says, game over, new high score, and a door opens up. And you are back. And as you start walking towards the door, Elias goes, guys, you did it. And Elias is grabbed by the scruff of his neck and says, if I can't have you, I'll at least take him. And he grabs Elias. A hand comes out of the white door and pulls him back against the door. And so I need all of you collectively to tell me how you save Elias.
Then I have to pull twice, so I'll go last.
Okay.
Treat this like fiasco.
Okay.
Narrate the scene for me. As Elias is being pulled back, Elias drops his pen and it rolls on the ground towards Garrison.
Okay.
You're back in your original body. What does Garrison do?
Garrison.
Remember, it's one hand. We have to have at least 3 layers.
Yep.
What does Garrison do?
So I pick up the pen, and do I have anything to write on?
Thank you, Subs. You don't.
Okay. I pick up the pen and say, I have an idea, but I need paper.
Okay.
Paper's in front of you.
Okay. I'm calling for the tourists to come back, because there's one thing tourists loves, and it's villain meet and greets.
A tourist comes walking out, and he goes, "Oh, picture! Picture?" What do you do?
I take the tourists and I run with them towards the hand. Cool.
Elias is lighting up a little bit. He's seeing that you're there. You can move around to different parts of the tower if you feel like that might be better.
Oh my gosh.
And as Jada runs by, and she goes, "Yeah, tourists are." And another person comes out holding a baby. And they're like, "Oh, picture for the baby!" And the person holding Elias is so confused by this, and Elias is just smiling. Sam, what do you do?
Oh gosh. I want to be like the character attendant, and like I want to set them up. I want to be like, all right, camera's ready. Let's get the pens out.
Sam smiles, and as she does, an immaculate uniform appears all around her.
Not that.
Immaculate uniform appears all around her with a name tag.
No.
That one. Yep.
Yike!
And
Careful.
this is the craziest game of Jenga I've ever seen in my life. And a beautiful
got
name
two,
tag.
right?
And so what I need to see is you have a character attendant, you have a group of tourists, and a very confused villain holding on to Elias.
Okay. So hopefully you play with me here. So because I had Sorcerer Mickey near me, there has to be a sword nearby.
There is.
And I want to grab the sword, of which, of course, it's the sword in the stone that shoots like fireworks and stuff. So that way I can kill him and like finally destroy him once and for all.
One pull to pull the sword.
Okay.
So as Tim walks forward, a stone manifests itself in the dead center of the room. And in that stone is a sword.
I think it's got to be 3 down,
It's
right?
okay. It's got to be 3, but just be gentle. And he pulls the sword from the stone. And as he does that, you're in the middle of a park. And Tim is standing on top of a large mountain.
Yes, I am.
And you realize there's only one thing, more so than villains, more so than meet and greets, more so than any of those things, that can draw a crowd of tourists. And that is a night-ending fireworks spectacular. And you are all outside, and Tim is wearing his Sorcerer Mickey hat, and he's got a sword in one hand, and this guy looks at him, and he goes, "No, this is impossible. This can't happen. Not today."
Reach out and find your, reach out and find your, reach out and find... Oh, I can't use that one, I don't think. Because, like, it's 2 down.
It's gonna be 3 full levels.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Leave it there.
I'll just leave it. All right.
And Tim
Jeez.
smiles. And he gets his footing and looks around and sees the stands are filled with characters. Characters from attractions long since gone and past. And as light comes out of the sword, filling the night sky, Elias goes, "All you need is one spark." And as he says that, a spark comes out of the sword, and that spark grows and grows and doubles in size and quadruples in size, and it lights up the night sky, and you are filled, and the sky is filled with the most beautiful fireworks spectacular you've ever seen, and the guy lets go of Elias. He just lets go, and Elias goes running over to you, and he looks at you, and he goes, there's always a third option.
Yeah.
And as he says that, the man looks at you, Tim, and you see a very distinct visage. It is something that you have seen countless times before. You know this guy exactly who this person is. That guy is a picture that you have seen on the... And then the gray blackness starts to take over. And pulls him back, and the suited form is ripped back into the shadows, and the arcane symbols that are all along the sky are burnt out by the fireworks, and the last image you see is of a man with a light black mustache being ripped back into the shadows, reaching out towards you and grabbing your face.
What?
And then being ripped backwards, and the fireworks finale comes to a close, and you're standing there, and it is gorgeous, and it is beautiful, and you've done it. You've saved Elias. You've started to remember the characters. And Elias goes, thank you. But I can't do this. I can't do this alone. I'm gonna need some help. And as the fireworks end, you see Billy come walking out of thin air and pulling you guys and being like, I don't know what you guys did or how this all happened, but we're done. The game's over, okay? Everybody out of the room. And Sam walks out of the room. Tim walks out of the room. Jaden walks out of the room. And Elias goes over to you, Garrison, and he whispers something in your ear. And as he says it to you, your eyes go real bright and real wide. Garrison, you've been tasked with doing an ice pull. So I need you to put your hand in the ice cold water. Fully submerged, please. And we will start timing now. He's whispering something to you, Garrison. And as he's whispering something to you, the characters that were long since gone start to reappear. And they come over to you and they place a hand on your back and on your shoulder, and you remember. You remember all of them. You've been tasked with remembering all of them. And the simulation ends. And the door is in front of you. And as you step through the door,
You got this, Garrett.
Oh, come on, Garrison.
as you step
Made it this far.
through the door, all of the power shuts off in the room,
I'm so proud of you.
and Elias's pen is still in your pocket. And it should not be. And you remember with crystal clarity what he said. He said, I'd like to tell you that the game is over, but for you four, it's just beginning. And the lights shut off, and a dark laugh echoes through the room. And Billy goes, did you guys have fun?
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I really liked the immersion aspect of it.
Yeah.
It was also
Yeah.
very challenging. I feel like it's definitely ready to go for the public.
Oh, cool.
I would say this. There's a
I
little.
think we might need a bit more beta testing.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
there's a little bit of a PR issue, but considering like you literally were making fun of Brazilians.
Well,
but I
it's-
still thought it was fun.
It's only
Overall.
been a couple of hours. Do you guys want to go again?
Yeah, let's do it.
I pull the pen out, look at everyone, and go, "Let's go back in."
Let's go, girls.
That's where we're going to end tonight's episode. I don't know how this happened. I've never seen a tower like this before. With the amount of pulls that happened, with the amount of bugs that were eaten, with everything, and just like a Disney movie, it shouldn't have worked out.
I feel like I need to eat it.
Thank you to all of our watchers and our followers for this grandiose experiment. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of a channel that tries different things. Thank you, subs. Thank you, Callie. Thank you, the group. Thank you, Atavistics. Thank you, Atavistic subs. Everybody that contributed bits for some of the group challenges. Thank you all so much. We are incredibly lucky to have a group of followers that support us. Why don't we all push it down together at the same time? Wait. Hope you all enjoyed yourself. I want to thank Tim, Sam, Jaden, and Garrison for playing along. I want to thank Brian, Tracy, Hillary, Austin, John, everybody that was back there helping out. Thank you so much. Next week, join a group of adventurers as we incorporate alcohol back into the mix. It's the end of the world as they know it, and they feel not fine. Don't forget to follow us here on Twitch. Follow us on Discord. Have a magical night.
Yay!
That's fun.
Good night.